I've done drugs daily. I've had manic episodes so intense that I believed I was both the Antichrist and Jesus at different times. I've been in the mental ward 3 times, but nothing. No drug, no doctor, no amount of willpower could do for me what one conversation about Jesus did.
Whether you're seeking true stories, real-life Christian testimonies, uplifting moments, or just a little bit of hope, you can find it here. This is Kingdom Chronicles. So what happens when someone spends years searching for truth but never finds it? For Chad, that search led to addiction, mental breakdowns, and 3 stays in a psychiatric ward. But in the middle of it all, one unexpected conversation changed his life forever. This is a testimony of addiction, mental struggles, and the moment Jesus Christ brought complete freedom. If you've ever felt lost or wondered if God still speaks to people today, then this story is for you. This is Chad's testimony.
I was pretty much agnostic my whole life. I knew God was real, but I was not sold on the whole Jesus Christ thing. I definitely knew something created everything with an intelligent design. My mom church hopped during my childhood. It wasn't a bad experience, but nothing stuck, and as an adult, I didn't remember anything from church growing up. I was a good kid, but when I went to college, I let loose and did drugs daily, with a heavy emphasis on weed, Adderall, and shrooms. It eventually triggered drug-induced manic episodes where I thought I was the Antichrist in one and Jesus in the other. I got stories from both of those incidents, which were pretty insane. I met my wife, got off the drugs, and we had twins. I went 10 years drug-free. Then, work and life stress was just too much. I went back to THC and hid it from everyone. It started with a little, and then it turned into a lot. That led to drug-induced mania again. I was 35 then. I'm 37 now. I ended up in the mental ward 3 times. Before that 3rd time, which was a year ago, during the craziest manic episode ever, I saw 3 visions. I'm not saying they were from God, but I'm also not saying they weren't. Who knows? But it got me into a mental ward where I met a fellow patient. He was an 87-year-old man and was there for something stupid and wasn't insane like the rest of us. He read the Bible constantly. He looked me in the eye and told me the truth about Jesus Christ. He didn't flinch. I look people in the eye when I talk, and I think I have a good radar for BS. This man was speaking truth to me. I gave my life to Christ right there. All the mental torture left me. My drug addiction ended. It's been a year, drug-free, no mental episodes, and exploring my relationship with Christ more and more each day.
Being agnostic is a funny thing to me, because while you believe in a higher power, your own imagination ends up putting limits on what you think that higher power is actually capable of. In Chad's case, he always believed in a God that wasn't sure about Jesus. Just like so many people in the world, he turned to drugs to cope with stress and over time spiraled into addiction. He battled mental breakdowns, spent time in a psychiatric ward, and he was wondering if things would ever change. But what makes his story so different is how everything turned around for him. Not through sheer willpower, not through therapy or self-help books. It actually came through an unexpected conversation with an elderly man in the mental ward. A man who looked him in the eye and told him the truth about Jesus Christ without hesitation. And that's when he was ready to listen again. After his years of struggling with addiction ended, his torment was finally lifted. And for the first time, he had real peace. If you've ever wondered if God still meets people in their lowest moments, let this testimony be a reminder. He does. It's amazing how one conversation, one moment of hearing truth can completely change everything in your life. That's the power of the gospel. It's not just information, it's life-changing encounter or relationship with God. Maybe you had a moment like that, a moment where someone spoke the truth to you, something that others have told you before, but for some reason, this new person has said it in a way that's shifted your entire perspective. If so, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. And if you're still looking for God, know this: He's always speaking. Sometimes all it takes is one moment to change everything for you to hear Him. We're always on the lookout for new Christian testimonies to share, so if you or someone you know has a story of faith that can inspire others, we'd love to hear it. Check the link in the description to share your testimony with us. If you want to hear a wild testimony about a woman who thought she had everything and was living her best life until it all fell apart, then watch her powerful testimony right here. This is Kingdom Chronicles by We Thrive Christian Inspiration. Together, we can do more than survive. We thrive. Catch you in the next one.